Welcome to the Richard Sherman podcast. If you're new, hit that sub button. We're here to give you great NFL content, game breakdowns, player interviews, and stories from around the league. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Richard Sherman podcast. We got an incredible guest, one of the best corners in the National Football League, an all-pro in Trent McDuffie. I've been watching him since he was at UW and they were strapping, and now he's doing it with the Kansas City Chiefs. Been in the league 2 years, got 2 rings on his finger that you can't buy in the stores. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, my man. Glad to be on here.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you. I appreciate you joining me. How you feel this season's going? Obviously, you guys have been in some tight games. I mean, since you've been there, this defense has been elite, especially in the secondary. I mean, you lost L'Jarius Sneed, but you, Woodson, Sneed, obviously Jay Reed, y'all have been playing at an elite level. What about this secondary and the chemistry that you guys have allows you to play so fast and so well, even in these tight ball games?
Yeah, I mean, I think it all goes back to, like you said, the chemistry, but the mindset of this back end. Coming from UW, like you said, I thought our DB room was really tight, locked in. And so, like, coming to the league, I was like, yo, like, what's it going to be about? Like, how are the guys in there? What's the coaches, rules and how we're going to run things? But OBC, Dave Merritt, he really let the DBs, like, control our own room. And I remember coming in, you got LJ Sneed, who is a straight dog. He's about his business. You got Jay Reed, who's the vet, savvy vet, and then it was just a bunch of young guys. And everybody had to come in here and put their shoulder pads on and realize this is a man's game. And we did just that. You know what I mean? Like, we came in here and we're like, no matter what, everybody was on that field, you got to handle your business. And that kind of just been carrying over these past 3 years.
So when you came in, you knew the expectation, you knew the standard, but it wasn't like you just like fit in and you were just like a guy on a Super Bowl team. You were the guy. And you talk about the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about that in a second because I want to deep dive into some of that because you were strapping. Strapping. Let's be straight up about that. You know what I mean? Seatbelt and all the rest of the stuff the kids be doing. But talk about Spags and how different it is playing in his scheme because he has you all over the place in this game.
Yeah. Man, Spags defense, I think, is the hardest thing I've ever had to learn. Like, corner, I mean, you pick up corner pretty easy, as a corner, you only do so many things. But once I slid into that nickel, boy, that thing was different. I mean, he has you in the run fit, so you got to know your gaps, 30s, 10s, 20s. You got to know pulling schemes. You got to know what the quarterback cadence is because he's going to send you on a blitz. Then he's going to have you play man-to-man, zero coverage. Like, he has, allowed me to do so many things in football. Like, that's the kind of football player I am. Like, I like to showcase my talents. I always say if I ain't hurting the next day, if I ain't sore, like, I ain't did enough that game. Like, I got to do more. But coming in and truly learning this defense, like football as a whole, I feel like slowed down so much to me because I had to learn, like, real coverages. But on the back end of it, trying to learn this defense, I had to, like, double up on what the offense was going to do. Because, like, rookie year, trying to learn this playbook, it took a while. So it was like, man, my assignment, I may be a little foggy, but as long as I know what the offense is going to do, like, I'll be in the right spot. Like, I'll be good. So I kind of took, like, a double mindset thing my rookie year where it was like I just packed myself with so much. So then last year coming in, knew the defense. I was like, cool, got that out the way. And so it's just like, what is these offenses going to give me? Like, what is this receiver going to give me? Notes, studying, like all this thing is just to be right. And I feel like over these past 2 years, that's why that last Super Bowl, I feel like I did so good because it was just like I put so much pressure on myself that when it got to that moment, it was easy.
Yeah. It didn't look easy. I mean, I know how hard it is, especially playing in that slot. I'm too tall to be in that slot too often, But you and Sneed, like I couldn't figure out what you guys, whether it's matchups, because when you guys play Miami, there was times he was in the slot with Tyreek and you were outside, or vice versa. And you know what I mean? I couldn't tell if y'all matching them or if it's just coverage dictating them, but it really didn't matter. How tough was it losing Sneed? Obviously, this stuff is out of your control, and I'm not trying to get you to say nothing controversial. But when you've been in a secondary together and you have that chemistry and that brotherhood, to lose your brother, even when they get paid and you're happy for him, you're like, man, that's my guy.
Yep. That was my welcome to the NFL. No matter what, it's a business, and we love LJ over here. 4 years here. I mean, he was that soul of the defense where he was the vet. He was here the longest. Like, everybody learned the defense through Sneed because Jay Reed was new when we came in. All the rookies were new. And so LJ was like that guy, you know, everybody looked up to him. Like, how are we supposed to do these things? He set that standard.
Right.
And obviously, you know, he got paid. He's doing this thing. Like, we're really happy for him. But, you know, you got to miss him. He was those dudes you see every single day. I saw him the past 2 years, maybe 2 months out of the year, I didn't see him. You know, Super Bowl goes long and then OTA start up quick. But yeah, you know, you miss him. You wish well for him. But definitely one of those dudes that I got to give a lot of credit to. Just teach me how this Chiefs and just how to be a DB in the NFL.
What is the secret sauce in there? You know, you come from UW and you guys had a good program. Y'all won some games when you were there,
Yeah,
but you get here and Kansas City just got the formula right now. You know,
yeah, yeah.
I don't know what it is. I'm not in the building. Everybody playing music at practice. Everybody got vibes. But, you know, obviously Patrick Mahomes and Spags and Andy Reid are a big factor. But what do you feel like is the secret sauce to this success?
I think it's the mindset. I mean, you look at the game we just had against Atlanta and rocky game. You know, they did good things, we did bad things, flags all over the field. And ever since I've been here, it's like truly nobody is phased by anything. Like Super Bowl, we went down 10 points, 14 points against the Eagles. Not a single person batted an eye, not a single person held his head down. And I feel like for me personally, like that helps so much because so many things, the game is emotional. You know, Sundays, you're down, you know, you're upset, things are going your way. And to be able to look over and see dudes just like, you good? Like, what you tripping for? Like, we got you. Like, keep doing your game. Like, that confidence boost that you get internally, man, that has allowed us to just soar over the moon. Because, like I said, literally nobody is in there talking back to each other. Oh, you're supposed to do this, that. It's just like, my bad. That's on me. I'm gonna go get it right. So like the accountability on this defense and shoot throughout the whole team, huge.
That's awesome. That's awesome to
Yeah,
hear, man. I love to
huge.
hear that because that's good culture. That's
Yeah.
good culture. No matter who you inject into that, they gonna buy in because you're top players. You know, I want to talk about Chris Jones because regardless of all the good things they say about him, I don't think he gets enough credit. That boy
Hmm.
get in the playoffs and wreck literally every game. I mean, he wrecked the Niners at the end of that game, the last play. He first off, you don't block Chris Jones. If there's nothing else I'm doing when I come up with a play, we got the end of the game. I'm a block 95, or I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to. I'm gonna throw three
Got to.
bodies at him and try to slow him down. But talk about his impact and how it is playing with a guy like that who's just a generational talent. And you're a generational talent yourself. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
all pro so early in your career.
Man, I love it, especially on the back end. One, you know that ball gonna come out because 9-5 gonna be there, and so the quarterback not just gonna be back there patting. But he's one of those dudes. My favorite thing to say about Chris Jones is he's like the energy and the positivity that he has every single day. Like I think that goes very unnoticed. Like we are in Super Bowl. It's third quarter. We're down a little bit. We're tired, tough. Chris Jones is in that huddle popping jokes. Like dudes is genuinely like I genuinely have laughed so hard during the game because of Chris Jones that like I look back and just be like, ain't no way. Like I'm so locked in, like tunnel vision. Like this is the game. And then he over here cracking a joke. Like I'm laughing, like forgetting, you know, this is still football. Like this is a kid's game. And he brings that to the team that oh man, like I wouldn't give that up for anything. Like when you got somebody who genuinely like makes it fun, oh, it makes everything so much easy. And you know you're gonna get to the quarterback, you know they gotta double team him. Like one at nickel, it opened up the run game for me because I know two dudes is gonna put hands on him, so I can just run through.
Right.
And like you said in the pass game, like he gonna be disruptive. And so whether I'm blitzing, whether I'm playing man-to-man coverage, like they always gotta look out for 95. So it kind of allows you to do a little more things on the back end, disguises and stuff that has allowed our defense to just be so great.
And people, you know, for the casual fans out there watching, the run game fits he's talking about to try to simplify it. When he's out there in a slot receiver guarding two, there's a gap between the end and the tackle that he's responsible for. It's the B gap or the three gap on offense or four, whatever you guys want to call it. But if the guard pulls, then he got to go to another gap further down the line. If it's run away, you guys might have A, or run comes to you. You might have to turn back or spill, et cetera, et cetera. So all this is happening while he has to diagnose run pass. Like, hey, you got to figure out if it's pass first. If it's pass, you got to guard your man. You got different responsibilities. But if it's a run, you got to make a quick split second decision to get in there. You don't get the chance to think about how big the back is. if the pulling guard's 350 pounds, if this is going to hurt or not. You just got to get in there and make a play. And that is what you've done. And that's what allowed you to be special.
TD, Tutty, taking it to the house, in for 6. Whatever you want to call a touchdown, one thing's for sure. Touchdowns matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. On the ground, in the air, from special teams or defense, we don't care how they score them. We just want to bet on touchdowns. And DraftKings Sportsbook is the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first NFL bet? Try something simple, like a player to score a touchdown. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your bet today. Ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $250 in bonus bets instantly and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Richard. That's code Richard for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5, and you get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
With so many tools and tabs and never enough time, growing a business can feel pretty overwhelming. You end up spending more time organizing documents and data than actually connecting with prospects and customers. That's where HubSpot steps in. It's the all-in-one customer platform for growing better. With HubSpot, marketers generate better leads, sales builds tighter relationships with customers, and closes more deals. And service supports your customers at scale with tools like HubSpot's AI chatbot and knowledge base, meaning your marketers, sales reps, and service teams actually have time to do what they're hired to do. And when they grow, the sky's the limit for your business too. Grow better, faster with HubSpot's all-in-one customer platform. Visit HubSpot.com to get started today. Man, what happened the other night on that PI they gave you back? Boy, I tell you, this league is just, it's getting hard. It's getting hard to play corner.
I'm telling you, I ran off the field and said, Coach, I'm about to start guarding these receivers with no hands. Like, we can't do nothing no more, man. Really, we can't do nothing no more.
It's tough. And people were like, did you hear that take where Kuiper said, oh, they need to ban too high because it's getting too high? I said, like, it's hard enough.
Facts. They want us out here just in cover zero, you feel me? And just head tops all day. That's all they want to see.
Bro, you beat him to the spot. Like, if I can't beat him to the spot and own my ground, then I can't play. Like, that was anticipation. That was route recognition. That was film study. All that, and y'all punishing me because I knew it was coming. He could have ran a route inside and beat me, but I knew it was going outside. I went out there. That was a great coverage rep by you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, just a lot of respect. Now let's talk about that Super Bowl, because obviously Sneed has been a big name and big, but when you got in that Super Bowl, you had great coverage against BA. You had great coverage against Debo. That big post in the end zone was obviously a big play everybody talks about, but you had that 3rd and 4 tackle on Kittle that was huge. Walk me through that play.
Man, that George Kittle play. Watching that film again, it's crazy to watch it because that whole play, I'm thinking run immediately. Man-to-man George Kittle, he blocked down, so I'm going to take the air out, set the edge. I'm thinking run's coming, and he's sneaky. He got out of there. I didn't even see him. I seen the quarterback roll out, and I was like, okay, there are only 2 things. Either he's looking right at George Kittle, who's out here, because I don't know where he went, or he's looking down the field. So in my head, I'm just like, let me just match George. As fast as I can get to him, let me just match him to limit how many yards he can get. And, man, ran right to him, threw it right to George, exactly what I thought. Made the tackle, and, in the Super Bowl, you don't really, have a lot of time to think, what just happened? Popped up, got to get back to the huddle. And I was like, cool. Like, as long as he didn't get no first down, as long as he didn't get a 20-yard big game, I can live with that. And I had to read 2 things, and let me just make sure I get him down on that ground.
That was a great play, brother.
Yeah.
That's a great play. Another great play I want to talk about, and I don't know if you saw the clip of C.J. Stroud telling Jalen Johnson, don't be giving your secrets away. I'm not trying to get your secret. I just like talking ball, and we get into it. So Don't give away no secrets or nothing.
Got you.
But that play, you made a heck of a play, and I tried to analyze it, but I'm not in y'all film room. I don't know the coverage y'all call in. I just know what it looked like to me. It was against Baltimore. The fourth down, you came off, and as a corner in me, what it looked like, and it was a hell of a play by you, and it was a hell of a read. It looked like y'all might have been in man. They were in a weird Waldo look with Zay Flowers in the backfield, so Watson couldn't find him. So he lined up on the other side, thinking they were in a big guy set. Justin got kind of confused and saw Zay Flowers and tried to go get Watson and put him in the spot, and then they snapped the ball.
Yep.
And I don't know if y'all were in man. I think y'all were in man. And people don't understand how hard it is to cover a receiver and make sure he's not running a route and then still pop back to the edge and keep contained.
Yeah.
And so it looked like you just were so aware that you popped and saw it happening quick and just popped out and just instinct.
Yep. That's funny because that whole game I was traveling to Zay. So like wherever Zay was, whatever side of the field he was, I was to that side. And during that play, right before, you'll see like the corners line up late because they break the huddle real fast. Me and Jalen Watson are like, where do we go? He starts running to the left. I'm like, Jay, just go to the right. Like usually when everything breaks down, I'll just run to the left. You run to the right. Boom, done, easy. And we get there and they came out to the formation. It was really a cover 4, but our cover 4 turns into man real quick, especially in national yards. And I just remember the receiver just skipped off. Anytime that happens, I'm like, okay, something not right. You feel me? You're not going deep. Like you either going to do a little anything. And that's when I just see Lamar. I didn't even see Zay yet. I still haven't seen Zay. I see Lamar keep it. I'm like, okay, read options. Let me go set this edge again. And out of the corner of my eye, I just seen a black helmet flash. And I'm like, something not right. You know what I mean? Like Zay hasn't been seen yet. Like something not right. What's going on? And I knew Jay Reed was over here. So I know he's flowing always. He's a come down, hit you in the face type of guy. So I was like, this receiver runs. Like, I know Jay Reed gonna be able to top. So take that. And that's when I just seen Zay. And I was like, man, I seen Lamar throw the ball, trigger. And after that play, everyone's like, how'd you know? How'd you know? And I was like, I didn't. Like, that's one of those things where the play just came and I was in the right spot. Like, sometimes in football, you get lucky. And that play, I got lucky.
That wasn't luck. That one, bro, that looked like that looked pure instincts to me because so many people in that exact same situation would be like, I don't know. You know what I mean? They're not shooting their gun. They're like, what if it ain't? You didn't have no what if.
Nah.
You said, I
4th and 2.
Gun.
You feel me? 4th and 2. Coach Spags always says 4th and 2, shoot your gun. You know what I mean? You miss, I got my boys on the back end. That's what I always say. My safeties, they gonna know. I always tell them, you got to get me because I'm shooting. No matter what I see, 2-2 is through that hole.
Right. Yeah. Ask questions later.
Yep, exactly. Hit something. That's what I grew up playing football. Hit something. You see a color, you may be wrong. Hit something.
Bro, you got your first All-Pro. Tell me how good that felt.
Yeah,
that was recognized like that.
That was a beautiful feeling. You know, one, that was my first time in my entire life playing nickel. I spent hours trying to perfect this. Like one, that was like okay, like you did exactly what you want to do in that nickel. But another thing was just like being recognized by others. You know, I'm one of those guys, quiet, not really on social media. Like I don't need a lot of praise. Like everything I do is what I do. And just having my teammates, I mean, people from other teams, like recognize that was a cool experience. I don't think I ever experienced something where everybody else is all at once saying you're that guy. So for me, it was a little confidence boost, but also was like, okay, now I got to turn it up even more low key. I really
100%.
Yeah.
And you got to show them they was right. Like, hey, you got it right. I already showed the Kansas City Chiefs, they got it right. I showed y'all I'm all pro, but now I'm gonna show y'all like I'm one of them for a long time.
Yep.
And it's a perfect scheme. Talk me through your draft day. Were you expected to go high? I mean, y'all boys had dogs out there. Y'all if y'all ain't DB, y'all corner you for sure.
Yeah. I like that. That's funny, man. It was cool. It was out in California. Didn't get invited to Vegas my year. So out in California, got a hotel, had the whole family there. And it's funny, my agent was there and he was like, you're going first round. But I was just like, my gut was like, you'll probably slip. Like, no matter, always just, you're going to slip. So I remember first night, I was just like, let's just kick it. Like, let's hang loose. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy being here together. Like, turn it on. I wasn't stressing at all. I was talking to the family, this and that. And I remember the rounds just kept ticking. Everybody was getting stressed. And I was like, yo, it's all right. Like, as long as we make it to the league, we made it. Like, it don't matter where we go. As long as they get me on a team, we good. And I remember my phone went off. I seen Kansas City. I was like, that's crazy. Never talked to them once. Like, not a thing during the draft. And picked it up, ran outside, told nobody. Just all of a sudden, Trent was gone. Just disappeared. You know what I mean? Just go. I'm talking. My sister comes out like, who was that? And I'm like, KC. Then my agent found out. And it's funny because I was still on the phone when they announced it on the TV. And I'm outside talking, ball at this point. Now I'm already like, appreciate it. And just the place erupts. And I'm like, oh, wait, hold on. Let me run back inside. Let me go celebrate. And I'll come talk to you later. So that's why when you see it, I'm not even on the couch. Like, I'm not even in the room. I'm coming out from outside because as soon as they said your draft, I was like, cool. And then got straight in the ball. Like, okay, what about this defense? Like, where you see me, this and that. So, man, I just think back to that. Like, yo, like all these things you look at and everybody's on the TV, on the couch, hugging their mom and stuff. Nah, I was walking back in like, my bad, I missed my spot. Missed my limelight, but it's cool.
You're getting plenty of it right now. Speaking of limelight, tell me about your first Super Bowl experience. I done been to 3 of them. Mahomes took one. They took one from me, and Tom took the other one from me. I got Peyton stuff. I took Peyton's. Well, they didn't give me no easy route to the Super Bowl. Boy.
That's facts.
But tell me about that experience, because I know throughout that week it's so different. It's such a different week, especially when you get to the location that it's at. How crazy everything is, all the interviews, all the media, the practice facilities are different. Yeah. And then going to your first one versus going to your second one when you know what to expect.
Yeah. Man, that right there, that ending when you said the first one compared to the second one, because that was a big difference. Remember rookie year, I was hurt for half the year. So like my season didn't start till like halfway through. So low-key, I was still a little fresh, you know what I mean? Everybody a little banged up. I'm like, oh, I'm good. I just got back out here. And in Arizona, loved Arizona. And as a rookie, I felt like I went out a lot more. Like, I was like, oh, let me go to the mall, let me go see the family. Like, we had a whole week. I was like, man, I can see the film, like really 2 weeks if you think about it, because you got that week and then a whole nother week. So I was like, I finished film like the week before, so I'm gonna go enjoy myself in Arizona, dinners, all this stuff. And we get to the game and let up my first big touchdown ever. Big bomb, AJ Brown. Have it always. That will always be with me. Had it. Didn't play it right. Didn't turn my head. And to this day, after that play, I felt like that's what really like made me me. Because after that, like all the fears, all the anxiety, everything as a DB.
Can't get no worse than that.
Man, I'm like, this is the Super Bowl. Like, biggest stage, everybody watching, you let up a bomb. That's going to be highlights all the time. And so I was like, at that point, stop thinking, stop stressing, stop worrying, just go play your ball. And won the Super Bowl, came down to the very end, like won by 3 points, which was crazy. After parties was all cool, all that, just the whole experience was, I feel like, fast for me, rookie year. Like, I still people ask me, I'm like, like there's still like blank spots because it was just so much was going on in my head. And then fast forward to last year and going out to Vegas. For one, we've already played there before. So the hotels, kind of like the flights, everything's a little more, you kind of know what's going on.
Right, they're a division of opponents.
Yeah,
so
we kind of used to being in Vegas. And I remember being
did they let y'all use their facilities?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
See, when we got to the Super Bowl in Arizona, we were supposed to be the home team, so we were supposed to use Arizona's facilities. They said we couldn't use their facilities because we're a division opponent and they didn't want us in their building. Really? So we had to go to Arizona State and practice.
Dang, that's where we were. We were at Arizona State too, which was cool. But yeah, use the Raiders facilities, which was amazing. Fields was nice. Use all the cold tubs, all these things. And I just felt like everything slowed down. Like when that first Super Bowl, everything was real fast. This time I was like, okay, I'm going to make a plan. Because one is Vegas. Mm-hmm. You can get lost in Vegas just like that. I mean, they had a hotel like 45 minutes off the strip. So if you wanted to even go, I was like, I'm not about to sit in the car for 45 minutes just to go.
Ain't worth it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Off season right around the corner. But I remember like every night I would go back to the hotel. We'd have our little meetings and we'd have like from 6 till whenever our curfew was, like you got off. And I would genuinely go back in that room for 2-3 hours sit there and just watch film, study, study, study. And man, when it came to game time, there was zero thinking. There was just, I was ready. At that time, I was just like, can we play? Like, I'm so tired of seeing San Fran. I'm so tired of talking about San Fran. Like, let's just go play the game. And man, like you said, you've seen it. Everything just clicked. Like, I knew what they were going to do every single play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, it feels good.
Oh, it's great.
Football season is here, and Game Time has you covered. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your team play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out all the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code Sherman for $20 off. Terms apply. Again, create an account and use the redeem code SHERMAN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. It's football season, and you can now get almost anything you need delivered by Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a running back delivered, but you can get baby back ribs delivered. A strong defense? That's a no. But a strong deodorant? That's a yes. A 6-pack of abs? Definitely no. But a 6-pack of beers? Uber Eats can get you that. There you have it. You can get almost anything for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details. When we played Peyton, I mean, even when we played Tom, we knew what they were going to do. You know, it came down, we were just so beat up in Tom's Super Bowl that it was just like we couldn't move. Kam had a grade 2 MCL that he got the night before the game. Like, we're on a Saturday walkthrough. He's as healthy as Earl has an AC joint tear or labrum tear. My elbow, I have a torn UCL. Like, we're just banged up going into this game. But Kam's relatively healthy, so we're like, okay, at least he's going to be able to deal with Gronk. We're in a Saturday walkthrough doing goal line, and they sub the corners out, and then because the Patriots like to pop out, they used to pop their tight ends out and get in the gun and throw fades or slants to Gronk. And so we're like, hey, we're going to practice this play. Kam, go out there, guard Gronk, and it's supposed to be walkthrough. But for some reason, we've never done this in the history of our play. They wanted to buzz the linebacker out under the slant, so Kam only had to worry about and Kam's like, bro, I'm a all pro. Like, just let me be. Let me work. You don't need to do this. So they say, yeah, we're doing it. So they do it. So Malcolm Smith is buzzing out. Kam's guarding. Malcolm buzzes full speed into Kam's knee.
No.
Bang. Bro, you could hear a pin drop at that practice. We're like, there's no effing way this just happened. Like, this is Saturday.
Yeah.
You know?
I know mentally that
that
kills y'all. That hurts.
It killed everything. It killed everything. And you're sitting there like, bro, you don't know if he's gonna even play. Like, this day before the Super Bowl, and you like, we wake up the next day, I don't think he's gonna play.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Bro, he did a bunch of treatment, prayer, put a knee brace on, played in the Super Bowl. Like, towards MCL. They're super dog.
Man.
And we just didn't have it. Then our nickel, as you know how hard it is to switch stuff up in the Super Bowl. We play with the same lineup for a long time. We get all the way to the Super Bowl. Our nickel gets a picks Tom in cover 2, the first drive of the game in the red zone. Books him. Like we feeling good. He's on the return. Woo, doing his thing. Tears his ACL, breaks his arm, out the game. And so after that, we had to move our other corner who hadn't played nickel in like a long time to nickel. And then a corner who wasn't expecting to play, and I don't think really studied the game. You know what I mean? He wasn't studying like he was going to play, which is probably our fault. We probably should have been more on him, but we locked in.
Right.
But they scored 3 touchdowns on him, and the rest is history.
Yeah, history.
It's tough. It's tough, honestly. Yeah. Which after party was the best?
Vegas.
It gotta be
Vegas. They had, Vegas was jumping. We walked in this back. When nobody realizes, after the game, everybody's still on the butt. The team is still traveling together. So they take everybody to this after party.
Right.
So I remember when we get off, we in like the back lot. You feel me? We go through this metal door. Like everybody's like, where are we? Like, what is this about to be? But man, you got inside. Yeah, you was like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
Okay.
this is what it is. Yeah, this is what
I
it
see
is.
what y'all do.
Yeah, yeah. So it was a lot of fun.
So who do you think, who did you study coming up? Because, we two different body sizes. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't take it
yeah.
as no disrespect. You say you didn't watch a bit of my
Nah,
tape.
that's funny. Hey, Jimmy Lake, he
I
had the
mean, like,
Sherm Tech. We call it the Sherm Tech, dog. Like it was part of our everyday EDDs. We had the soft shoe, which was motor out. We had the regular, just stab, pierce step, and then we had the Sherm Tech, bro, which was the quick jam, get your hands on. So
yeah.
growing up, like you was definitely one of those corners where I was like, if I want to learn how to just get my hands on, be physical, like cover 2, cover 4, like that dude, you was on there.
I
Charles
appreciate
Woodson was
that.
big time Raider fan, and man, played both corner, safety. So like watching him grow up, that's why I'm always like, Coach, throw me in, nickel, safety. Hey, I'll do anything because
Yeah.
I see him do it. And then Darrelle Revis, like y'all three, that's how I learned. That's how I learned DB. Right there.
And that's a great 3.
Yeah,
Boy.
like technique, attitude, ball, play. Like that's it.
How many career interceptions do you think Charles Woodson have, just off the top of your head?
30, 20 plus. 20 plus. Charles Woodson?
I'm about to blow your mind. This is how crazy the game has changed and how great Charles Woodson is. 65.
65. Boy.
65.
65 interceptions.
That's what I'm talking about. Like we've lost perspective on like how great these dudes was. Dion had like 53, Champ Bailey 52.
Yeah.
Like these dudes is that's who I was chasing when I was in my career. Me and Dion both had 30 at 6 years, and I was like, I got to get to 50. And then injuries, and they stopped throwing it, and I stopped getting ops. But I end up with 41. But it 65.
See, like growing up, like it was always defense. It was 1, you got to hit. 2, you got to get a turnover.
Right.
So like I don't got a pick in the league yet, and that's something that, boy, when I say I'm hungry, I'm going after that ball. And like last year, I had 5 forced fumbles, and everybody's like, "Oh, good job." I'm like, bro, that's cool,
Right.
Yeah, game changing play. But if you a DB, you want the ball, man. Like I want 6. So that's.
Look, I'm gonna move this camera a little bit so you can see some of them, but I got them everywhere, boy.
Oh yeah, have to. That's what we work for.
Hey,
that's what we work for.
I say I pick this ball, you ain't getting it back. I mean, it's going on the shelf. Like, thanks. My son will play with this one.
I like that attitude.
So I got Tom's, I got Aaron's. Those are the only ones I put somewhere else. Because you get them boys. That'd be grateful.
Many people getting them boys.
Yeah. Who's your top receivers in the league? Because there's a difference between what the fans think and what the public thinks versus I got to stand in front of you. I got to deal with your crazy releases. I got to study your tape and stress. And there's only a couple of receivers that, like, when you see you ain't gonna get a chance to play Megatron, but it's a different kind of stress.
I seen them highlights.
Right?
I seen them highlights.
And the coach is coming up to you like, "Hey, we're thinking about doing this vice coverage, bro. If you don't get out of my face, look, take me off the field. You do that, I don't need to be out there." Like,
I hear that.
You got to show me.
Yeah. Man, who I got up there? Devontae, for sure. 1, the vet, just savvy. You know what I mean? Like my rookie year last year, just watching him play, like he may not have the burners no more. Like Tyreek Hill won't blow past you, but that almost like makes it even harder because now you don't know the tempo of his routes, and that's where a good receiver. That's what a lot of people. The tempo of a route, everything. So Devontae, hands down, that's 1. Amon-Ra, St. Brown.
Okay.
Mentality. Like I'm a big dude with receivers. I'm a receiver who is going to throw his head in there, who's going to block you, who's going to be aggressive, who's going to run the route every single play. Like you barely see him come out the game. That's the dude I like because that's how you know he going to line up against you every play. So those 2 are like my big ones. And another little sleeper. Let me think of some sleepers I'll give you.
Well, I'm gonna give you guys on your team because L'Jarius Sneed looked like I mean, not Sneed. For
Rice, Rasheed,
Rasheed. Yeah, sorry, I apologize. No disrespect,
Ballman,
Rasheed. I just,
Ballman.
but
I
he
mean,
looked like an issue.
man, and like last year, he like showed out. You know what I mean? He was showing little signs where you're like, okay, this dude can be something. But this year, I don't know what it is. That man is on a mission. Like he comes into work locked in. He had practice full speed. Like I watched him since OTAs now and been like, dog, yeah, what you doing, whatever you doing, mentally, physically, boy, you got it. He is on the right track, and you can see it. Pat, where Pat go to? A7 up there, his next low, because he gonna be there. He
Right.
gonna be there. He's consistent, and that's my big thing about the league. Receiver, DB, anybody out here, your consistency, I feel like it's everything. Someone who is just consistent each week. He ain't got to be the best dude out there. He ain't got to be the biggest, strongest fan. Someone who's consistent, man, those are the dudes who are dangerous because they're gonna do the perfect technique. They're gonna do the right thing every time, and you better be on your game because they're gonna do it every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I saw you baptizing the young boy Worthy in training camp. You know, we don't see a lot of stuff. You just see the clips unless you got to go all the way to y'all practice. But it looked like y'all they showed a few one-on-ones, and you were doing your thing.
Yeah.
But he looks like he's going to be good eventually. But you a savvy vet now.
I mean, especially training camp, like a rookie. I feel like that's when a vet can like really teach a youngin like this is how it is. Like I know when I was a rookie, I came in and like Juju was the first one. Like first couple plays of my first practice, Juju caught one-hander. And I'm like, yo, I ain't never high school, college, like I ain't never see someone just go up one-hander on me. So I was like, it kind of just gets you in that mindset of this is the pros, like this is real now. Like these are dudes who are hungry, like truly have families. So X, I mean, I'm excited for him. Like truly. I think you see little stuff, like I said about Rashee Rice last year. Like you see little stuff, but once he really gets into his bag, like once he's comfortable in the system, man, he got speed now. Like on these videos, yeah, you'll see me keeping up with them, but that's because I want at the line of scrimmage.
Right.
If you don't touch that man, boy, it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day. We said at training camp this past year, all the DBs was like, we are like truly attract me. Like every day you line it, your legs hurt. Good luck. It's a long day because them boys is burning. When we had Hollywood, man, I know he got hurt, but when he was in training camp, man, them boys was rolling, man, rolling.
Yeah, that's why people are like, you ran 4.5. Like, how were you elite in the league? I said, because I ain't letting them run 4.3.
Exactly. Come on, man. That easy. Get them hands on them. You'll be good.
Get your hands on them, 100%. Tell me something about, because everybody, Patrick gets all the credit he obviously deserves. He in a different realm, a different stratosphere than any other quarterback in the league, including Josh Allen is probably as close as anybody can get. But tell me something they don't know about him, because I mean, I enjoyed playing him against the Super Bowl. We played him. We held him in check, relatively in check for most of that game. And then 7 minutes to go, he showed you why he's going to be a Hall of Famer. And you got a lot of respect for what he was able to do and what he's done in his career. But tell me something that impressed you coming in, because you came in when he got it figured out at this point.
Yeah. Man, my favorite story last year against the Chargers, they were at our place, and Travis Kelce ran a dig back in the end zone, easy touchdown. Everybody's like, easy. Mahomes came back because where the DBs sit is the same place quarterback sits. So every time, they score, he comes sit right next to us. That's what we go out. And he was like, man, Trav didn't run the right route. Like, man, Trav didn't do that right at all. Like, I just threw it knowing he was there. And like, it went over a lot of people's head, but I was like, wait a second. First off, when you look at that play, the ball's out. Trav haven't looked yet. Trav ran the dig. Pat just knew he was going to run it. And to me, that was like, this is why you're that good. Like when he truly knows what each one on that field is going to do, whether it's the right route, whether it's the wrong route, whatever, however he knows it. Like I've seen this man just throw the ball and it wasn't even like a play call that he had. Like he just threw it because he was like, yeah, I knew he was going to do that with that leverage. And I was like, man, like how deep, I don't even know how much studying that will have to take to know that your receiver on a post play may run a corner because of a split, and I'm gonna throw it on time because I know he's gonna do it. Like, to me, that's when I said, "Oh, you're way, way like people ain't catching that because that was different." Yeah,
Right. That's crazy.
yeah, you can't even teach that. I don't know what you would call that.
You can't teach it. You can't coach it. You can't sit there and talk about it in the
You
film
can't do
room.
nothing.
Like, hey, if he over here, because in the heat of the moment, like a lot of bullets is flying. Like,
Yeah, nothing's perfect in the game of football, offense
no.
and defense. So when you got somebody who can clean it up just off of just knowing what the player's gonna do, man. And we go against it for a whole month in training camp. And that whole month is the most annoying month ever, bro. Like, I'm telling y'all how perfect coverage. Like, I'm like, no way he throws this ball to this receiver, like plays dead ball out of nowhere. I'm like, man. And that's when I learned, like, you can never not think the ball's coming. Like, Patrick Mahomes truly scarred me in the NFL because I'm like, at any play, this ball can come because I've seen it. Like, Pat's done it.
If you beat, you know the ball's there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. One step. If I see one step, I'm like, oh, damn, that ball's there. Like, nothing I can do, literally.
Who are your top outside of yourself? Because your resume, your tape says you one of the top corners outside. I think Surtain is clean, bro. Teach tape, tech. Like,
I agree.
Clean as it gets. But who are your top guys?
Definitely Pat Surtain. He definitely got to be out there. Like you said, he's just flawless.
Right.
I got LJ Sneed up there.
Mm-hmm.
I got Jair up there.
Mm-hmm.
And
you see his book the other day?
Yeah.
Jumpy.
So hitch. I said, I come with Jair too. He waiting on that.
He ain't moving.
Like, thank you, bro. Like, that's way too easy. Way too easy. But another dog that is a sleeper, Cam Taylor-Britt from the Bengals. Sleeper. Now, like, this is my third year. We came at the same time. Like, I watched this game a little bit. And, man, just the more times I watch him, I'm like, dude is sweet. He had a nice little one-hander against us. Yeah, he did his thing. But, man, just when you keep watching that cat, like, the closing speed, the play recognition, like his man-to-man, sticky. And I always like a sticky corner. Someone who's just on him across the field. He's one of those dudes that when I look at his tape, I'm like, yeah, you got my nod, brother.
Yeah, no question. Yeah. They just getting him so much. Like, I hate this like society we in because they trying to get him for these like sound bites and all this other stuff and like overshadow his game. Like he said the stuff he said before y'all game and then went out there and one hand booked it. Like give him credit for what he did. Now they're like, oh, see, you said that about Jaden Daniels. Now look, he beat you. Now what? And it's like, I mean, gun shooters get shot too. I mean, you think he gonna go in there and say, we don't expect to win this game? Like
exactly. Yeah. Like they always say, receivers get paid too, brother. Like,
I'm on.
Stuff happens.
Well, I ain't gonna hold you. I know this is your time off. I'm enjoying this conversation.
Yeah, I appreciate it. No doubt. This is great.
Yeah. If you got any questions for me or anything else you want to talk about, I'm happy to keep going. But I want to respect your time.
Yeah, I appreciate it, big dog. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on here.
And thanks for being on. And maybe I'll get you again, after you get your first book. Because I'm gonna be celebrating.
Let's do it. Me and you both. Look, I'm gonna have that ball right next to me too. Sleep with it that night, probably. Hey, you
Keep
never
it with
know.
You. Do not give it back.
Oh yeah, no, not at all.
I appreciate you, brother. Good luck this week.
Appreciate it.
All love.